Hello, welcome to easyodds.com. My name is Ross Casey. I'm here with the horse racing extraordinaire.
Good morning.
Jake Johns.
Or evening.
On the morning of the opening day of the Cheltenham Festival. We're very excited here at easyodds.com, specifically for a particular bet that Jake Johns and I know about, but won't go into just now because we may have some live footage of it later on our social channels, so that's something to look forward to for your Easy Odds customers. But now we're going to go through day 3 of the festival. We've already done days 1 and 2, which are already up on YouTube. Plenty of views, so thanks very much for that. But obviously continue to keep on watching because there will be more videos coming, including this one. So without any further ado, Jake, let's get ready for the Cheltenham Festival, day 3.
Day 3. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there on day 2 and day 3. We've got lots of things to look forward to today. Obviously, it's the Stayers Hurdle is the feature race, as you would say. You know what I mean, Harry's favourite, and also we've got York Hill in the first, who is an absolute lunatic. No one really knows what's going to happen with him. But talking about the JLT, the 130. Okay, in my original video, I tipped Politolog at 12 to 1, which is a decent price. I think he's too short now at 5 to 1, or whatever he is, 6 to 1, 5 to 1. 5 to 1's just, I worry a little bit about his finishing ability. Very good jumper, very strong traveller. Does he find that much under pressure? I'm not that sure. I've been looking for this race for a long time. It's been a long, drawn-out process. And what have I landed on? The favourite. York Hill, 11 to 8. He has his quirks. That's obvious. Jumping is a massive concern. But looking at the field, I just don't think there's anything in there that can give him a race that is close to good enough to give him a race. Top Notch is basically a dog running in a horse race because he's so small. Don't think he's good enough. Don't like his form at Sandown that much. Yeah, I just don't think that the field are good enough. This could potentially be one of the best horses in training. If he stays up, though, I think he's going to win. So taking that into account, I think 11 to 8 is actually a decent price. He beat Yamworth in the Neptune last year, obviously. By far the best piece of hurdles for him in here. And he's given us a few frights over fences, but his closing sectionals at Leopardstown were actually really quick. And yeah, he did a bit of work the other day, but after racing was very... that was a bit concerning as well. His jumping is erratic, that's for sure, but I honestly think that if he stays up, he'll win. So on that basis, I think 11 to 8 is a decent price. So yeah, simple for that one. Next up is the 210, the Potemps Network Final, and I have a big fancy in this as well. Obviously, the one of the stories of the week will be if To Be Fair wins. Tiny Yard, Deborah Hamer. I think he's won 8 handicaps in a row, which is ridiculous. Keeps only winning by about a length as well, so it's not going up too much in the handicap each time.
Yeah.
Definitely has a chance, but eventually they're going to get to the bottom of him. And this is obviously a very, very deep race as well. One I really, really like is Impulsive Star for Neil Mulholland. This could be close to Grade 1 level hurdler, Grade 2 level hurdler in a handicap off of 140. He's only had 4 starts over hurdles. He's won 3 of them. His only loss came when 4th to in a Grade 2 at Cheltenham to Holstone. He made a shuddering error 2 out that day, and he stayed on again up the hill afterwards, which meant he probably could have even been a little bit closer without that mistake. He sauntered to victory at Catterick before that, and he also beat loads of these at Exeter, and Sam Whaley-Cohen, who'll probably be his rider again, barely touched the whip that day. He gave him 1 smack, and that was it. He's still a nice price at 12 to 1. I think that could be eaten up by Thursday, so get on it now, I would say. One more that looks like it could be... The second choice was a little bit tougher. There are a couple that I liked, but the one that I landed on in the end was Golden Doyen, currently around 16 to 20 to 1, I think. Been left at home since taking a valuable handicap at this track back in October. Made a bit of a mistake at the last. The form wasn't great at that run. They kind of finished in a heap, but he's got really good form at Cheltenham. Yeah, as I said, he made a mistake at the last that day. That we won by a short head, but probably was better than the winning margin. And his record around Cheltenham reads first, fallen, and then first again. So he obviously likes it around here. Fast round will be absolutely perfect. He hasn't been put up much weight for that win, which was a while ago. I think he's got a good chance, definitely, each way. I'll go with both of them each way because 12 to 1 is a big price, so Impulsive Star each way. 12 to 1, and Golden Doyen each way at 20 to 1.
Both big prices there, Jake. I like those.
Next up is the Ryanair at 250. I've written it wrong in my piece. I've just realised I've accidentally called it. I've just put in 250 at Cheltenham. Just another race. Just another one. Just another race. But anyway, this is a tough one. I've been in my article, standalone piece. I wrote that Usandre is a decent bet, but I thought Empire of Dirt was going to go for the Gold Cup, and I don't know for definite. I think the vibes are that he is going to go to this, but I don't know for sure. On the day, probably I'll have a small bit on both of them, but it's going to be a small field, so I can't tip two, obviously. So I'm just sticking with my original pick. Usandre, Alan King Gelding, just about gets the nod. Skinny enough at 4 to 1. I tipped him at 7 to 1 back in, I think it was last month. But 4 to 1's all right. No one expected him to run as well as he did after 2 years off the track. Went behind and Dassault last time. And this extra distance and the better ground, and hopefully they'll do pressing, employ more pressing tactics on him this time round, should be all in his favour. The one Ryanair that he did win in 2015 was in a ludicrously quick time. That was a serious performance. Obviously, AP McCoy's final Cheltenham winner. Hopefully Mark Walsh can get him in the same rhythm up front as AP McCoy did that day. Really rode him into his fences. Very, very aggressive. Hopefully he can do it there. His record around Cheltenham reads second, first. The second came in the JLT back in 2014 behind Tack and Dassault. So he's got serious Cheltenham form. He's got festival form. He's a good bet at 4 to 1 still. There's a big risk of him bouncing. Basically, if you're off for a long time and then you run well, occasionally the horse will bounce after that and just blow up and not run well on the second run back. That's a possibility, but he could also come on for the run. That's equal and probably more likely than him bouncing. Underso is rightful favourite on form. He's won absolutely millions of races, but there are a lot of question marks about him. Will he stay the trip? That's not definite. He runs like he probably will. Will he handle the fast ground? That is a massive concern for me. I worry that you won't be able to transform his soft ground form to his fast ground form. That's just my opinion. Fast spring form, obviously he's an Arkle winner, but I will be going with Usandre, and I'll probably have a little bit on Empire of Dirt anyway, just because if he wins, I'll be sickener, absolute sickener. 3:30 is the feature race of the day, the Stayers Hurdle. Now, I've been banging on about You Know What I Mean, Harry, for a long old while. I tipped him in my very, very early anti-post piece for this, for Cheltenham in October, before he'd even run this season, at 20 to 1. My thinking was that he was obviously massively improving, unbeaten in the whole of last season.
Yeah.
He won at the festival, he won the Albert Bartlett. I know that wasn't the best race. In fact, it was not a great race at all. He was put down £3 for winning, which is crazy, I think, really, that much weight. Obviously, it was wrong. Well, now we know it was wrong. But and he was just bought by JP McManus. There's a lot of things going for him, and he was a big price in what looked an open event at the time. So 20 to 1, I thought that's definitely worth a punt. Obviously, the price was annihilated after he absolutely destroyed them in the long distance hurdle at Newbury. And then he did the same thing at Ascot in the long walk hurdle. He gave weight away to the field in the Cleeve hurdle at this track, and still did it with loads and loads in hand. Barry Garrett looking under his arm. It's going to be a different jockey this time around, but it shouldn't make that much of a difference. I can't see anything being him, and I also don't buy into the ground concerns about fast ground being a bit worse for him. I think he'll be fine on fast ground. He's 11 to 8 now, so he's not got tons of value there, but it's not too bad a price, to be honest. And I took him at 20 to 1 anyway, and I backed him a small wager at 20 to 1. In my anti-post article, I also gave a good mention to Cole Harden each way. Tipped it at a much bigger price than he is now. I think he's about 9 to 1 now. I can't remember what I actually tipped him at. I think it was about 16 to 1. He's a previous winner of the race, shot back to form in some style, went second in the Cleeve hurdle. That was on unfavourably soft ground, which made it even more impressive. That was his best run in absolutely ages. It should definitely come on for the better ground in the Stayers Hurdle. So yeah, I think he's a decent bet without the favourite. He's a decent bet each way. And if you want, you could even do the straight forecast, because I think he's probably going to get second.
Wow, that would be...
Although Shane's Hill, I like Shane's Hill as well. He's a good stayer. He's probably the best of the Irish, I'd say. Next up is the Brown Advisory Plate Handicap Chase. And the boy, Thomas Crapper, did it for us last weekend in the Great Wood. I couldn't believe it actually did manage to bolt up by that far on 20 lengths. It just shows how good a form he is in the spring. He is a definition of a spring horse. He's got a very slim chance of getting in here, and I don't know if it's a chance if this is the route they want to take anyway. They're talking about the Tolworth. So I'd wait till the day, see if he gets declared. If he gets in, I don't see why they won't run him, but it's very unlikely that he will get in. But he's 16 to 1 at the moment, which is a decent price. He's on a mark of 143, I think, for this. He was second in the novice handicap chase here on day 1 a couple of years ago, behind Irish Cavalier, who has obviously gone on to great things since. He was only receiving £3 from Irish Cavalier, and Irish Cavalier has gone up £22 since then. The Crapper's been running on unsuitable ground all season. He's been really unlucky. It just came a little bit too late for him, but hopefully he can do. If he doesn't run this, he'll run well in the Tolworth, which will be good. So yeah, just wait until if he gets in or not. Another one that I like, because he's probably not going to get in, is Bouvreau. So many French names. JP McManus also, I can't get around it. For Paul Nicholls and JP McManus, he's only had 2 starts this season, both for decent showings at this track in high-class handicap chases. He was eye-catching when staying on 5th of 17 in the Bet Victor Gold Cup at the start of the season. Possible the ground went against him. He'll like the good ground here. He's got solid festival form in the book already when he was second behind Ballyelton in the Close Brothers handicap chase last season. He's £1 lower than his last 2 runs. I think he's a really, really safe each-way bet. I could definitely see him running into a place here, or probably even hopefully even better. There'll probably be some bookies doing some crazy place money, so he might get top 5 in this. So yeah, he's a good bet as well, 12 to 1 each way, solid. Mare's Novice Hurdle, I'm going to wait because everyone, well not everyone, but people who watch these videos know that I'm a big fan of Let's Dance. I think she'll be my tip wherever she goes. So let's see if she gets declared for the Neptune, and if she does, she's obviously not going to be running here, and I'll have to change my mind. But if she does run here, I've already written a standalone piece that I think she will win, even though the trip might not be perfect. I think the Neptune trip will probably slightly be better. There's also one Grey Tricks horse in this that I like as well, if Let's Dance doesn't run, but I think Let's Dance probably will run, so she'll probably be my tip. But well, we're going to wait until the Wednesday declarations come out before that. And then the final race on day 3 is the Kim Muir Handicap Chase. Another one for amateur riders. Where's Jamie Cord going to ride? Where's Eric O'Connor going to ride? That's got to be something that's got to be playing on your mind always in these races. I think the Codfather, as they call him, is going to be riding Squawkateur, or Squawkateur.
You and your French.
Very good, isn't it? But hopefully Doric O'Connor will be riding Maldini, who's currently 8 to 1, been heavily backed for a while now. He gets here on only £1 higher than his Irish mark, which is leniency from Phil Smith, because he doesn't do that very often. He charged up the hill in the attempts last season to win, and he's putting some decent efforts behind other festival hopefuls like Ed Wolf, for example, behind them this season. This is his first attempt at 3 miles, plus over the bigger obstacles. The extra distance is going to be massively in his favour. The ground is going to be in his favour. He's a really good bet at 8 to 1. I'm going to go him to win Maldini. I think that's a superb bet. One more that I quite like at an enormous price is What's Happening for Tom George. Don't know who's going to ride him. But the 10-year-old came back from 2 years off the track last time to nab second Exeter, despite the ground being probably too soft for him. He's 2 from 2 at Cheltenham, both on good ground. Like Uctasandra, there's a possibility that he'll bounce. That's always a possibility with these horses. But if he does come on for the run, which is also a possibility, he's no 20 to 1 shot. Hopefully he gets a decent jockey on board. But yeah, 20 to 1 is a bit of a risk, but you know, What's Happening each way at 20 to 1 for the Kim Muir, Maldini 8 to 1 to win.
Excellent stuff. So that's What's Happening for Jake Johns on day 3. I've been thinking about that for a while.
Well done. I didn't even get it. I missed the joke.
There you go.
Now I get it. Well done.
Thanks very much. So yeah, thanks very much for watching. Of course, this is the Easy Odds YouTube channel, which is available to subscribe by just pressing the subscribe button above. We also love hearing your comments, so please feel free to leave comments below with any thoughts on Jake's selections. And last but not least, this is sponsored by our friends at Genting, who have a really good offer. You can register with Genting Casino. It only takes 60 seconds, and then you also get a £25 insurance free bet if your first bet doesn't win, and then you also get up to £50 of your deposit matched by them, plus 10 free spins on every day of the festival. So that's 40 spins as well. So if you sign up with them using that offer, then you'll get yourself all that just for one sign up, which takes less than 60 seconds. So don't hang about. Make sure that you sign up with Genting using the link at the end of this video. So thanks very much for watching. I've been Ross Casey, this is Jake Johns, and we are easyodds.com.
See ya.